move on. Question 3 will be testing you on keys and scales. Very, very easy, this question. If you have done your book revision, you should be able to remember most of the key signatures. For grade 1, there's only C major, C major, G major, D major, and F major. That's all 4 majors. Should be able to remember. Okay, so tick one box to show the correct written key signature of F major. The next one is question 3.2. Tick one box to show the correctly written key signature for D major. So highlight the F major and D major for you. Why? So that you know that these are the two important majors that you have to think of. Okay, give you a hint if you need. Every time when you are doing key signature, always use a F, A, C, E to help you to remember, right? Okay, then you go and think, where's the sharp? F, A, C, E, above which note is the sharp, right? And then where's, you know, if you need a flat, okay, the flat is always in between who and who. Okay, that's a hint, and you must get this question correct. Okay, next. 3.3. Pick 3 boxes to show which notes need an accidental to create a melody in the key of G major. Wow, a super long question, but very easy. One by one. First, how many boxes you need to tick 3? You have to answer and find 3 boxes. And what is important? To create a melody in the key of G major is important. Okay, so what's the accidental that are needed for a melody in the key of G major? What must you think of? What kind of key signature does G major have? Okay, just that key signatures are usually written, drawn beside the clef, but right now because they didn't draw it beside the clef, okay, you have to read the note, okay, and see which is the note that needs the sharps or the flat. Okay, this one, give it a good thought. Let's move on. Question 3.4. Tick 2 boxes to show the 2 pairs of notes in this scale which are a semitone apart. Okay, some keywords over here. First is you have to tick 2 boxes, okay, out of so many 2, and what else do you need to know? Semitone apart. And one more very important keyword is you must know that this is a scale. Okay, so once you know and you can identify this word scale, means it's very easy to know the semitone. Because this is grade 1, you only learn major. Okay, remember the magic formula? For all your majors, what happens? Major only will have 2 pairs of semitones. They happen between the, which one? Remember 2 numbers, and then the 2 numbers, and then you must always remember to count from the bottom note. Okay, so this is a hint and it's a clue for you already. Next, question 3.5. Circle true or false for each statement. Okay, quite easy this question. Okay, let's identify the keywords. For question 3.5a, there is 1 flat in the key signature of F major. So these are my keywords. Okay, go and think about it. True or false? Okay, got to think of the key signature for F major. Next question. There is 1 sharp in the key signature of D major. True or false? Go and think about it. Okay. Question 3.5c. You're supposed to take a look at this note, and then it says, this is the 2nd degree of the scale of G major. Oh, lots of words, lots of keywords, super long keywords, okay? So, 2nd degree of the scale is important. What else is important? G major. Now, 2nd degree of the scale. First degree of the scale. If you cannot remember, you still have, I think most probably, by 100%, you will remember this word called the scale. Okay, so basically you know that a scale of G major must start with the letter G. Ni write out lah, G. After that, A, then all the way. Okay, second degree means first note, second note, true or false. Go and answer this question by yourself, okay? Continue and do it by yourself. Question 3.5D. Looking at this note again, this is the, same thing. Fourth degree of the scale of F major. Okay, yes, okay, and also for question C and D, aside from writing out the notes, hint, you have to remember to think of the key signature. Likewise, for this one, you have to think of the key signature and see if your notes are affected by any sharp flat. Okay? So work on this yourself. Next, question 3.6. Pick one box to show the correctly written scale of G major ascending. So what's the keyword over here? Scale of G major ascending is very important, okay? G major is very important. So thinking step number 1, okay, is to check ascending or not. Because sometimes the scale might be descending. You see, like this one, ascending. Okay. Sometimes they might give you a descending scale, so you know that the scale is wrong already because the question wants ascending. Okay. Next thinking step, you have to check what? They want G major, right? G major scale means that the scale must start G and G. Okay, not done. We still have step number 3. Aside for the starting note and ending note G, you must also think what kind of key signature does G major have, and if the correct key signatures are used or accidentals are used. Okay, this is actually quite easy too. Okay, work on it. Let's move on. 3.7, circle true or false. Okay, is it true or is it false? The question is, this is the scale that they have given to you, and this is the question. This is the scale of C major descending. Okay, true or false? So keyword again, C major descending. Okay, thinking step number 1. First, ascending or descending, please check. Okay, sometimes, okay, this question wants descending. Okay, you check descending or not. Sometimes the question give you ascending means what? The whole thing is false already. You don't have even to do any much more. You can just circle the false. Okay. Okay. And if it's correct, if it's descending, it's descending, right? The second thing you have to think of is, again, remember scale, start and end note. This is for C major. So what's the start and end note? Okay. After the start and end note, you check already, right? One more thing to check. What is it? Yes, key signature. Okay, this is, they say C major, then go and think what is the key signature for C major or whichever major they give you. And then you go and check whether is it correct or not. Okay, key signature means which sharp or which flat that the major has. Okay, moving on. Question 3.8. Cross 2 incorrect notes in the following scale. Okay, and very important, they say how many? 2, means you have to answer 2. Okay, so here we have D major descending. Okay, 2 incorrect notes. So what's the thinking step for this question? Also quite easy. First, because it's a scale, same thing, you have to check the start or end note. Okay, then next thing, you have to zoom into the notes that have accidental for this one, accidental. The notes that have sharps or flats or naturals, they are written just before the note, okay? Check the sharp, flat. Sometimes they might give you natural, so just to be very careful. And whether this belongs to, the sharps or flat belongs to D major or not. Quite easy,